So I'm very sure you might have heard these concepts before. You might have seen it floating around in other self-improvement videos. And the concept is something called Kaizen. I don't know what exactly it means. It's like a Japanese philosophy, something. But I think the concept of it all is just like little by little. And I feel like this is the actual proper way to approach self-improvement. I officially started my self-improvement journey around 2019. That was the time I started, watching all these videos and seeing like, oh, there's something called self-improvement. You can go to the gym and level up and do this and do this. And this is 2023. That was almost like 5 years later now. And look at me. Like there's still barely any progress. And I think the reason for that is because I was never able to stick with any of the habits. Like, I'll start working out today, then after 2 weeks, I'll go back to just do that thing. Start NoFap today, then after like 4 days, you're fucking again. Start doing all these good habits, and after just a few days or a few weeks, you go back to like your default. I think there are many reasons for this. It's not just like one thing that causes this, but I think one thing that I think contributes to this is the fact that we're always trying to be perfect, in the sense that the NoFap, for example, we just want to go 30 days straight, no jerking off, no messing up and all that. But it's like, if you are a beginner, if you have never really done NoFap before, if you are just like new to the whole concept, like you're probably not going to do that. It's probably not going to happen. You just want to work out every single day and never miss a day or whatever. Like, if you are just new to all these things, if all your life you have never really been doing any of these things, and you just come and you just think like you're going to be perfect, like of course you're going to relapse, of course you're going to keep snapping back. But I think the issue for me was, instead of actually like taking a step back to look at the whole situation, I just kept going again. I'll like NoFap, for example, after 4 days you relapse, then instead of just continuing the next day, you spend like an entire week beating yourself up that you relapse. Then you get back to it again. After 3 days you relapse again. Instead of just continue, you spend like 2 weeks relapsing, then beating yourself up that you don't, you are very weak, you are addicted, blah blah blah. Then like, it's just a very toxic cycle. All these things, they are just like a skill. If you are riding a bicycle for the very first time, you are definitely going to fall down. Like it's just common sense. If you are riding a skateboard for the very first time, you're not going to be able to just like push yourself once and just like skate away. Like you're going to fall, you're going to mess up, you're going to make mistakes, and that's just like life. That's just normal. I think the problem is we don't always carry that type of mindset when we're going on our self-improvement journey. It's like you just want to drive a car for the very first time and just drive it perfectly. Like that's definitely not going to happen. You're going to crash into something. I think a better solution, or I think it's something that will make this process better, is applying this concept of Kaizen. And the way I see it, a simpler way to explain it is just something like compound interest. Like you start investing today, and you put in just very like little and somewhat insignificant amount of money for a very long period of time, and after many years, the thing is going to compound and become very significant. Instead of, for example, trying to meditate for 30 minutes every single day for the rest of your life, why not just try to meditate for 1 minute, just for 1 minute for 1 day a week? That sounds very insignificant, and so like it's going to take forever before I have like clear thoughts and everything, and that's very true, yes. But isn't it better that at least, let's say, within 7 or 8 months, you're meditating every single day consistently, than just like meditating for like 4 days, then say like just like stop doing it for like 3 weeks, then come back and do it for like another 2 days, then stop doing it again for like 4 months? Isn't it better to just have like slow progress than to have no real progress at all? And I feel like that's one reason why for so many years now I always look back at my life and be like, I've been in this game for like 4 or 5 years now. Look at me, there's no progress, no real results, no real nothing to show for it. I feel like there are many reasons for that, like I said earlier, but I think this is one approach. I think we need to stop thinking in terms of zeros and ones, or better to say black and white, because there are many shades of colors. Like they used to say there are 50 shades of gray or something like that. Like the world is not just black and white. Like it's not like if you just relapse, you have lost, and if you don't relapse, you have won. The point I'm just trying to make in essence is we should stop thinking in terms of zeros and ones, and I think we should like appreciate the little by little mindset, especially if you're a beginner. Like if you are very similar to me, you have never really like done any, like you have never really been disciplined in your life, you have never really like made any real progress, you just watch all these videos and you are like, stop trying to set the bar so high. I'm sure I've heard this advice too many times. Stop trying to set the bar so high. Do something little. Improving 1% every single day is significantly better than not improving at all. And a lot of people frown at these concepts in the self-improvement community. You know, like 1% better, whatever. Like I do get their point that it's kind of like lame, like 1%. But I feel like if you're a beginner, you don't have the basics. Improving 1% is like significantly better than doing nothing at all. So many of us, we don't want to improve 1%, we just want to improve 100%. We just want to do 100%. Like you just want to work out every day for like 2 hours a day. You just want to meditate for 30 minutes every single day for like 3 months straight. Like when you have never really meditated in your life, it's probably not going to happen. I'm not trying to say that you should just do the bad habits and just be a Jeffrey and just, you know, never take your life seriously. Like don't get me wrong. I think we should just take a step back from everything and just look at what is actually going on, like look at the bigger picture. Another thing again is we usually have the mindset meditating once a week, like it's not fast, it's not practical. The idea is you're not going to meditate once a week forever. It's to just start, because it's significantly easier to convince yourself to meditate every single Saturday, for example, than to convince yourself to meditate every single day for like 30 minutes straight. And since it's significantly easy, I'm more likely to do it and even stick to it in the longer run. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just blowing smoke, but I just feel like the new approach I'm starting to take now is to take things little by little and just realize that even if my life is not really going to be improved, like I don't get the results I necessarily want, you know, like next month, but I get them like 2 years from now. Like, isn't it better to at least get 2 years from now guaranteed results than 2 years from now you just still be on that same cycle? Then you start something, do it for a few weeks or a few days, then you stop again for a few weeks, a few days, and start again. Stuff like. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I see the comments, people that watch the videos, people that comment, give it thumbs up. Like, shout out to every single one of you. People are awesome. And remember, there's free one-on-one coaching in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.